What is up, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we are here for my team career mode episode number 7, I think this is, for the Monaco Grand Prix. If you haven't seen the last episode, the Imola GP, make sure you go check that out first, because I have to say that we kind of got a bit lucky in some respects with everybody pitting before the rain came, and that handed us a podium while we waited for the rain to actually arrive. So it seems from the first 5 or 6 races we've got a semi-decent car underneath us at the moment. I can't really get too excited on how competitive we are actually going to be, but it does seem that we are in a fairly competitive spot actually. We'll dive deeper into how our car feels as the year goes and how we venture through this weekend, but certainly we do have a solid car. Now heading into Monaco, I'm feeling confident that we can have another semi good result, because it's very hard to overtake, and it's literally the hardest track to overtake around here. So I'm feeling very confident that we could get another good points finish, and as you can see there, we're getting ever so much closer to Ferrari, McLaren and Mercedes. Red Bull aren't really that far ahead like I thought they would be, in all honesty, but as you can see there, basically a second ahead of everybody in practice. But that was because I had the AI difficulty very low, because in the past it's actually been pretty unpredictable on how easy the programs are, but I definitely know that in the past Monaco was actually really hard to get the goals and all the achievements done without having to do them over and over again, because the delta would be, it would say you're like 2 seconds off the pace, and I would be like in the past at like 100 AI difficulty, so I would drop them like as low as the low 90s, like 91, 92. So I'm running, if you guys are new to this channel, I am running 105 AI difficulty, at times even up to 106, just for more of a competition. So as you saw there, upgrades purchased for very good usage for certain tracks. I don't remember what they were because I'm too busy blabbering on about, but we are on to qualify now. Intermediate conditions, as you can see here at the moment. I have bumped the AI difficulty back up to 106, 105, I think, for this session. But as you can see, they're all a little bit wide going through the swimming pool chicane. But we're purple to the mid-sector, even though the green boxes don't really reflect that. But we do go to the top, 20 flat, or 22 flat, I should say. We did go again, but we're not improving. We've hit the wall on the inside, and that ricocheted us into the outside wall, and that disrupted the Stappens one who just gone past us. I hope he wasn't on a flyer, because he was actually right up our gearbox, to be honest. Piastri a second behind us. I'm feeling confident that we could get through, but when I got to here, we weren't on the first page, so I'm like, what the hell, where are we? And thankfully we do get both cars through. So we were a second ahead of everyone. Now we're a second behind the first place car, which actually caught me by surprise, because I didn't think the track was going to improve that much. But as you can see, there's no rain, but it is still very much intermediate conditions, and everybody else, well, what I should say, at this stage, we could see a switch to soft tyres. Speaking of softs, Piastri was into the 19s, and if you look at the leaderboard, everybody did their laps on softs, but we were still going faster. So we went around, I think this is the second straight fly lap, and as you can see, the track is almost bone dry, and we are going to improve by another half a second, and we're almost into the 18s. It's a 19.04. So the fact that we are still faster than those on inters, and that was on the set of inters that we used from Q1. So that is very interesting. But now we're going to get rid of the inters, and we are going to do our lap on softs. And it was this time I knew we weren't going to survive on a set of inters, and and stay in the garage. Somehow we've ended up P6, maybe because everybody else was doing there. That's why we were waiting in the garage. But as you can see, 2 purples, absolutely fly through swimming pool chicane. 5 seconds up on our delta into the last couple of corner through Anthony Noakes. If you really get everything right and really nail this track to perfection, it is actually a joy to drive around. 20.8 was the lap. I think we've still got some battery left, so I think we will simmer down, cool out the tyres, and we will go again on this same set of tyres, while everybody else may only do 1 lap. The AI only really tend to do 1 lap. They don't tend to do back-to-back laps in this game. And as you can see, we found another 2.5 on this latest lap, and we are almost into the 10s at 1:11.110, and we're going to go again. We cross the line with enough time to push on for another lap, and the track is rapidly getting faster by the second. So at the end of this lap, it is a 10.5, I think it was. No, 10.7.9. And unfortunately, our teammate Mark Webber could not get through. I think his lap was just the one and only run, which is somewhat disappointing, because I was finding more time the more laps that I did, which is a little bit disappointing for Mark, because he would have seen my delta times, and he would have been very disappointed on the results that he showed. This is our Baker lap, 1:11.7. That was on the set of softs we used from Q2. So, and look, to be fair, we're still there or thereabouts from everybody else at the moment. So right now, chucking a new set of softs. We're going to go out a little bit earlier, because for some reason we get like 4 or 5 laps of fuel, which I don't find absolutely necessary, because in the past this track was quite harsh on fuel, but now it's not really that it's not even that bad. You can actually get away with like lowering or putting in less fuel for the race, which I think is exactly what we're going to do. But as you can see, 6/10 up as we go through the swimming pool chicane. 2 sectors down, we are purple to the mid-sector. We've gone all the way down to 10th. We've left our lap at the very last possible second, and we're going to improve by just on 1 second, and it is going to be pole position for the Monaco Grand Prix, and Piastri is up there as well. It's an Aussie 1-2, and our time a 10.75. That is 0.04 exactly faster than what we did in Q2. So not much track evolution there. I mean, the lap itself felt pretty good. I don't think there was much that I could do to make that any better. That was honestly the maximum I got out of that car. Well, it seems like we've got a good car. Let's see what happens in the race.
A proper road race, and in the true meaning of the word. That's how Mr. Monaco, the late great Graham Hill, once described this iconic event. The cars we drive have come a long way in the intervening half-century, but still we race on those same public roads beside the Mediterranean. There's no victory more coveted than that of the Monaco Grand Prix. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. Skip lines up on pole position, and Oscar Piastri completes the front row. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Norris, Sainz, Perez, Russell, Verstappen, Hamilton, Fernando Alonso, Webber, Magnussen, Bottas, Hülkenberg, Stroll, Albon, Joe, Ocon, Tsunoda, Leclerc, De Vries, Gasly, and Logan Sargent. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head down trackside for today's race.
Alrighty then, it is time to go racing in Monaco. Bit of pressure on us because it is our first ever pole position. So, but if you guys go back and go have a look at some of the starts this year, we have gotten off to absolute flyers. So I am kind of confident that we can get the job done if we get a good start, because Monaco is literally the hardest track to overtake. And as you can see, majority of the field is starting on hards. Not many are starting on mediums, which tells me that they're going to be coming after us, and we could be under pressure. And if we do like a little bit of concentration, we could pay a very hefty price. So I want to avoid doing anything silly here today. Let's just do what everyone else does, and we should be okay. 5 red lights, and we are underway. How about that start? I'm already looking back to see where we are for Piastri. So we lead into the first corner, and it's an Aussie 1-2. So a very good start by the two Aussies heading into the lowest hairpin for the very first time. That could be a potential overtaking spot, or into Mirabeau, or into what's the chicane coming up? The Swindle chicane? No, that's not it. It'll come to me eventually. But as you can see, we've already got a near on a second gap to Piastri. But yeah, just going back to that start, I looked back straight away, and as soon as I knew that we were miles ahead of Piastri, well, I just had the confidence to move across and take the racing line, because that's how much confidence that we had at the moment. So at the moment, oh, bit of a nudge with the wall there. Even though, like at this stage, I was just about to say, we're not even pushing that hard at the moment. I'm just coasting around very nicely, even though the fuel range or the fuel usage isn't quite as bad as it was in previous years. I mean, last year was actually quite surprising as well. But yeah, it's so we're coasting along very nicely at the moment. We're looking after the tyres. We could try and extend this stint if we want to, but that means if we do, and we do fall behind Piastri or someone else behind us, then we are going to have to try and make some risky overtakes. Charles Leclerc, meanwhile, he's not enjoying his home race. Speed's stuck down well out of the points. I don't know where he is at the moment. He's probably like 16th or 17th or something like that. Oh, no, nudge with the wall again. That's what I really am trying to avoid. Team Radio.
No need to worry about the tyre condition for now. Everything's looking good.
So that's at the end of lap 10. We've had a few nudges with the wall, but thankfully we have gotten away with them. But we're not going to get away with it if we continue to do that. Even just cruising and trying to maximise the track is still very easy to bin the car. But as you can see, we've got a 4-second gap, and even as I was gaining the confidence on how the car was feeling, I was taking a bit more risk, pushing the car a little bit more, but not by much. But yeah, we're still pulling away from Piastri and Norris at the moment, who are just static at the moment. No one's really making any moves at the moment. Everyone at this stage is all static. There may be a few other battles to keep an eye on, but no one's really making any moves. That was the fastest we've been through the swimming pool chicane for this whole stint so far at the moment. So at this point, we're just flying through at the moment. We're nearly at our pit window at the moment. We've hit the wall again, and this time it has resulted in us in getting front wing damage. And we're right on that pit window. We're going to have to box at the end of this lap. I think the McLarens, have they pitted behind us? I didn't see, but here's the replay. We nudged the wall there, but everything seems okay. The end plate's still intact. There is a shark bite just near the end plate, but going back and just reviewing this footage, that shark bite was already there. So at the end of the lap, this is the lap that we came in, and I forgot to change front wing to yes. So I'm hoping that the lads change the wing for my sake. I think it's worth if we take the pain now, but they're not changing the wing. So we're going to have to survive the final 20 laps of this race with a damaged front wing. I think we nudged the feds on the way out. We've got Alonso ahead of us. Oh, Jesus. We've crossed the pit exit line. Thankfully, it's just a warning, but that just shows the understeer that we had there. There's Checo going on to meet us. There's one of the McLarens. But now we are going to be under massive pressure, because now we ain't going to be pushing as hard to get this car to the end of the race. We are just going to have to cruise it for the time being. Here comes Mark Webber, our teammate, in for his stop. Should be a fairly simple stop. And it is. Out he goes. No dramas at all. Live pictures with us now. This is the rejoin with Norris. And we do stay ahead. Piastri has stayed out. So he could be vulnerable to an overcut on... undercut. He's going the long game. He's going for the fresher tyres than us. We've nudged the wall again. And I know what I'm seeing at the moment. Oh, Leclerc's got... Is that Leclerc or Sainz? It's Leclerc that's gone wide. George Russell tries to pick him off, but he can't. Gee, that was very close there, I'll tell you. But, yeah, we're going to have to... We're basically in limp home mode now with our front wing damage. Here is Piastri in. Off go the hards. On go the mediums. And away he goes. Where is he? Where does he pop out in terms of where Lando is coming? He's coming onto the main straight now. And I think Lando has grabbed him. He has. So that is a positional change from McLaren. Now that looks very similar to what I've seen in the real life events last year, with Norris getting preferential treatment and Piastri falling behind. So now we've got a 6-second gap to Norris. It's now under 6 seconds, and there is 16 laps to go, make it 15, including this lap that we're on now when we go by next lap. So Norris is going to be right up our gearbox for the remainder of this race. So we are going to have to be on our toes. He will get DRS at some point before the end of the race, and it'll only be a matter of time. In fact, how about now? Now, so he has closed the gap right up. Now, we're going to have to be on our toes, as I said, for the remainder of this race, just so he doesn't get a real sniff at us. Now, he's all over... so one thing that I have noticed, he's got mega runs out of turn 1, but there's no way for him to go. As long as we... Well, look, we've been saving up our battery. Look, you see, we've got 100% battery, so we could use that as a defense tool if we really feel threatened. And I haven't been using much DRS, or actually, not DRS, we haven't been using much of our battery at this point in the race, because honestly, we haven't really needed it at all in this race. But now that we've harvested all that energy, that could come at a very good time here. Norris, he's too far back to go for into the no chicane. That's the chicane I was trying to think of earlier. And you see front wing damage not helping us there. Tyres are already at 20% already in the 13 lap space. Norris is right up behind us. Doesn't go for a move into the no chicane. He's half a second back into the no chicane. Wait, no, that corner before it was Mirabeau. Jeez, I'm getting my corners wrong. What am I doing? Anyway, he's half a second back on us right now, and this is a replay. Look, he gets such a good run, and if you just listen in the background carefully, you would have heard that he lifted off, and look at us getting the understeer. That is the issue that we have. But as I said in the replays where we hit the wall, that shark bite has done nothing. The end plate is still there, but I didn't know at this point. I thought the end plate was gone as Lando got a mega run out of turn 1, but he had nowhere to go again as we head up towards Casino Square. So 4 laps to go, so because we've got it deep into Vasquez, and Lando thought for one moment he could have had a sniff into Anthony Nogues at the final corner, and again he's right behind it. Does he go for a move into Mirabeau? No, he doesn't. I tell you what, he's going to have to risk it somewhere. He's going to have to risk spinning the car and winning his first race, and rather than finishing second again, which I'm pretty sure he's getting sick off by now. We've got deep into Mirabeau again this time, and Lando, he doesn't defend, but for the majority of the time we've got really good runs out of turn 10. Is it turn 10? I think it is. As we head under the bridge or into the tunnel, and we've got mega runs that Lando cannot have a look into the number chicane, but we've got one more lap to survive this Monaco Grand Prix. Lando is going to be mega fast on this lap. The AI typically do get a little bit faster on the last lap, so we're going to be extra on the ball in terms of where we need to plant our car. I'm confident that we don't have to defend into the lowest hairpin, but what I am concerned about, probably the only place I'll be concerned about, is the Novel chicane. So at that corner we go. Look at that. He's a second behind. He's not getting us from that far back, and we can almost cruise it home from here into the Novel chicane for the final time. Avoid that wall. Just about. Bit sideways out of the chicane. He's half a second down. Lando, we've hit the wall again, but we just need to get it through these last few corners now. Stay away from the wall, please. Lando's too far back for a move. He's not going to get us from here unless he goes for a crazy dive bomb into Anthony Nose. He's too far back. There's nothing he can do. It's another second place finish for Lando, and we have converted pole to a win.
Guys, thank you so much. You've been great all weekend. To everyone back in the factory, on a pit wall, you've been amazing.
Ah, fantastic drive. That's just fantastic. Amazing. You deserved that race win. Well done, mate.
That's it then for another nail-biting Monaco Grand Prix. We were on the edge of our seats the whole time, but they've come through to take a stunning victory. Well, Anthony Davidson, a resounding victory today, but what set them apart from the rest?
I feel like consistency was probably the key today. There's being quick, and then there's being quick lap after lap after lap. If you can do that, you can capitalise on other people's errors without making many of your own. And that's an approach that can push you a long way up the field.
Here comes your top three making their way down to the podium for what can only be described as a fantastic day for Formula One.
Well, an amazing victory for us today, and that's the first time in our career we've converted pole position to a win. And what a better place to do it than at Monaco, with the front wing damaged, although I'm not so sure that it really was, in all honesty. But we've got the W, we've fended off Norris. Norris is still waiting for that first win, but it's a double podium for McLaren. Nicely done for those boys there. They've still got a long way to go though. And to be honest, I am spewing a little bit that it's not an Aussie 1-2. We do have 3 Aussies in the top 10. That's something that we can be proud of. We get ever closer to Checo in the driver's standings though. We'll get that up in just a few minutes time. Mark, okay performance. I don't know if there's anything he could have really done there, because it is Monaco. It's the hardest track to overtake. But he's brought home points. That's all I can ask from him. So yeah, very nice there. So there's the gap. 17 points between us and Checo, and 50 points between the top 6 or 7. I think it was there. And for the constructors, we're seriously just hanging in there for the time being. It's really too early to make a call on where we actually sit in the constructors. I mean, 4th is probably going to be the maximum, unless Mark somehow pulls his finger out and starts getting up towards me. But I don't know if we're going to be like this every single race. I mean, it'd be miraculous if we do, but there's still a long way to go. There are going to be some tracks that I know that we may not be very strong at, so I'm hoping that we can get maximum points what we can, because right at the moment we are up there for the Drivers' Championship, and to be honest, we'd be lucky if we even get 3rd in the constructors. Constructors at this point is out of reach, in all honesty. But as soon as I got that start, I knew I could just cruise it, just drive it to not to the car's maximum. Well, almost a couple of times. But as that first thing, I felt like I was just getting quicker and quicker. I was building the confidence, except for nudging the wall, which obviously didn't help at all. But just cruising, getting the confidence in that first set was actually surprising, and the fact that we were still able to pull away from the McLarens was really something that I didn't really expect that much, even as I was very, very gingerly pushing as the stint wore on. But guys, thank you so much for watching. What a great episode this was, fending off a McLaren with basically no front wing damage. Next time out in Spain, we'll find out how our car reacts. But until the next one, guys, this is for the Spanish Grand Prix. I'll see you guys next time.